Get ready to uncover the secrets hidden in Alaska for thousands of years. With its icy terrain making it one of the most challenging places on Earth to explore, you'd think it's the ultimate hiding spot. But can anything truly remain a secret forever? Join us as we delve into the unexplained discoveries that have left archaeologists baffled. And the conversation started when John Reeves, owner of Fairbanks Gold Company, dropped a mind-blowing bombshell on Joe Rogan's podcast, setting the internet abuzz with curiosity. You won't believe what John Reeves spilled on Joe Rogan's podcast. The American Museum of Natural History allegedly dumped a whopping stash of mammoth tusks into New York City's East River around 80 years ago. Fast forward to Fairbanks, Alaska, where these ancient treasures supposedly washed up and amassed in a spot John calls Bunyard, Alaska. This enormous site is packed with bones that could be worth a staggering $1 billion. Talk about a hidden treasure trove. The fact that multiple sets of tusks were found in one place has experts scratching their heads, since historical digs have taken decades to uncover just a single set. John's story is getting wilder. He claims this isn't his first rodeo. His family actually stumbled upon Bunyard, Alaska 20 years ago while prospecting for minerals. They unearthed a pair of mammoth tusks, and it was like the floodgates opened. The more they dug, the more incredible discoveries they made. Can you imagine finding these ancient relics in your own backyard? For them, it wasn't just about the initial find. As they delved deeper, they were face to face with a treasure trove that would change everything. The treasure trove in Alaska just keeps getting more epic. It's not just about mammoth bones. We're talking a Jurassic Park-like collection of Ice Age animals, including short-faced bears, steppe bison, and even American lions. This isn't a single era's leftovers, it's a time capsule from the ages, packed with remains that span thousands of years. Now, I know what you're thinking. How valuable is this? According to John, top-notch tusks can fetch an insane 100,000 each. Joe Rogan thought this could kick off a full-blown Alaskan bone rush, but John's like, hold up, the rush has already begun. The frenzy for Alaska's Bunyard is reaching new heights. People from all corners of the country are flocking in, hoping to strike it rich by unearthing a valuable fossil or bone. John's even had park rangers and families approach him, asking if they can join the hunt. Word has spread like wildfire. But here's the thing, while you don't need a treasure map to find some smaller bones on foot to get your hands on the really prized finds, you'll need heavy machinery that no one in John's family has used there before. And trust me, it's worth the effort. Their discoveries have been carbon dated to an astonishing 190-200 years old. Here's the things, despite the Bunyard's treasure trove of secrets, things don't quite add up. See, when you examine these ancient bones closely, you'll notice they've been stripped of their marrow, a clear sign that humans were involved, possibly for a source of nutrition. But it's what happens next that's got everyone stumped. The way these bones appear to have been prepped or treated, like they were meant for something more than just being left alone. This is super unusual. Most old bones are found in their original state, not altered or repurposed. So, the question on everyone's mind is, what exactly did our ancestors do with them? Now, you might think it's possible that a museum, like New York City's American Museum of Natural History, could have left these bones behind in a massive pile. But here's the thing, after digging into this mystery, the museum has officially spoken out and denied any involvement. In a statement, Kendra Snyder from the museum explicitly stated they have no records or publications supporting these claims made by Reeves. The museum is making it clear they're not connected to these bones, essentially saying nope, we didn't do that, leaving everyone even more curious about what really went down in this barnyard. But wait, we've got another twist. Bob Sattler, a top archaeologist for the Tanana Chiefs Conference based in Fairbanks, is throwing some serious shade at the museum's denial. He claims to have seen a draft report that matches Reeves' story, and he even has a copy of it, which lists him as a co-author. Sattler believes the museum might not have known about this draft report, penned by renowned Alaskan expert Dick Osborne back in the mid-1990s. And here's what gets really interesting. Sattler thinks this draft was part of Osborne's bigger research project focusing on fossil hunting in Fairbanks Mining District. A guy who knew his stuff when it came to Alaska's prehistoric secrets. Now we're getting into some seriously cool backstory. Dick Osborne, this legendary Alaskan anthropologist and geneticist, had a personal stake in those fossils, literally. Before joining World War II, he was part of a team that uncovered Ice Age fossils sent to one of the world's top museums in New York. And here's where it gets juicy. Sattler thinks that Osborne, with his hands-on experience, would have known all about those alleged fossil dumpings into the East River. It seems Osborne started writing this draft report as part of a bigger project, a comprehensive book on fossil hunting in Fairbanks Mining District. Sadly, when he passed away in 2005, the book remained unfinished, leaving us with just this tantalizing draft, full of clues and questions waiting to be unraveled. Let's dive deeper into this fascinating collaboration. As Dick Osborne worked on his draft report, he teamed up with two other key players, Bob Sattler and Robert Evander. These guys were part of a prestigious museum team focused on ancient creatures' bones, which is seriously cool. What's even more awesome is that Osborne kept them in the loop while crafting the report. They're listed as co-authors, and Sattler remembers Osborne sharing his findings with them along the way. Now, about those East River fossils. Sattler thinks it's possible some did end up there, but he's not convinced about the 50-ton claim. In his opinion, that just seems too massive to be true. Let's get a closer look at what these experts have to say. Bob Sattler thinks it's more likely that just some leftovers, like old tusks, mystery parts, and random bones, might have been tossed out rather than big chunks of valuable fossils. He's not buying the idea of whole tusks being dumped because those are super valuable and usually get front row display in museums. And he's not alone in his doubts. Pat Druckenmiller, a paleontologist with some serious credentials from the University of Alaska Fairbanks Museum of the North, is also raising eyebrows. He shares that his university had an agreement to send many Alaskan fossils to New York's museum. So if Ice Age bones were really dumped into the East River, it seems like someone would have noticed or documented it by now, and he wants concrete proof before anyone jumps to conclusions. So, Pat Druckenmiller thinks that the best way to get to the bottom of this mystery is to dive in literally. He says a super thorough search of the river's bed would be needed to find proof, but we know that can be pretty tough to do. But here's the cool part, he calls this site an absolute treasure trove for scientists, with stuff dating back tens of thousands of years just waiting to be discovered. If experts could carefully dig in and document their finds, it'd give us an amazing peek into what life was like during the last ice age. We're talking not just giant beasts like mammoths, but also tiny critters and insects that help paint a bigger picture of what the ecosystem looked like back then. Now let's talk about the guy behind this incredible find, John. He's not looking to cash in on the discovery. His passion is preserving these ancient bones, and he wants to see them in a museum where everyone can learn from them. But here's the thing, no one seems to know who the fossils belong to, so they're just sitting there, waiting for someone to claim them. You might think it's crazy that millions of dollars worth of history is being left untouched, but museums have their hands full. They've got limited funds, staff, and time to tackle something this big. It's a real challenge, but the potential reward is huge, sharing these incredible fossils with the world and helping us better understand our past. So why aren't museums jumping at the chance to claim these incredible fossils? Well, they've got their own agendas and priorities. Maybe they're in the middle of an ongoing exhibit or have research projects that are already underway. If the Bunyard's findings don't fit into those plans, it's just not a good time for them to take on something new. And let's not forget, getting to those bigger, more valuable bones will require serious cash and effort. We're talking excavations in hard-to-reach areas, which can be a major budget buster. Plus, working with ancient bones is never a straightforward process. There's often uncertainty involved, and without clear information about where the fossils came from, it's tough to piece together a timeline of how they fit into history. With all these challenges in mind, some institutions might just decide it's not worth the investment right now. But here's the thing. Maybe it's not about priorities or budget constraints at all. What if we've got a more sinister motive going on? It's possible that the museum had something to do with burying these bones in the first place, and now they're just playing it cool, waiting for this whole thing to blow over. After all, John's family has been finding smaller fossils out there for years, but nothing big enough to put the finger directly on the museum. Maybe they're just biding their time, hoping that no one digs deeper and this whole mystery stays buried. Literally. Now it's your turn. What do you think is really going on with John's mystery fossils? Share your theories in the comments below. If you're as hooked as